Well, I'm not looking forward to shooting this one, if I'm being totally honest with you, everyone. I'm going to try bump starting the ZZR1400. This is a 260 odd kilogram motorcycle. I'm sorry, I don't know what that is in pounds or stone, but it's a really heavy bike to try and move, and well, in theory it is totally possible, but I'm going to try doing this totally on my own. We've done it with the Wifey's Ninja 125 and we've done it with my ZX-9R. We only just managed to get it to fire on the ZX-9R. So I'm expecting this to be significantly harder, considering this weighs 60 kilograms more than that bike does. Now I will mention that this bike is semi-warm. I've gone out and shot a couple of videos with it already. It starts up just fine as well. I've even charged up the battery recently, so we're not going to have any problems there, and this might not be totally representative of what it will actually be like if you tried bump starting this motorcycle from a totally bone cold start. But with that being said, let's see if it's even possible. Now, whatever happens in today's video, whatever the outcome is, it's always going to be easier on a motorcycle like this to get yourself a little jump pack. They're not that expensive. You can get yourself one that just fits underneath your seat here, and you know, if that ever happens, it's going to be a real easy time just getting the bike started. You won't have to worry about pushing it or what have you. This is just kind of, I don't know, it's just an experiment to see if it's even doable on your own. It might even be doable if you've got two people with you, but it's just me, and let's see if I can get this done today. I have had that before, where in the morning a bike has started up perfectly fine, got to work, spent the day at work, and you know, got there at 9 o'clock, and 5 o'clock in the evening on my way home the bike simply wouldn't turn over whatsoever. I've had that experience before, and I did have to bump start it, and so it's a good skill to have. If you've not done it before, I'd heavily recommend that you practice. It doesn't damage the bike to bump start them, or at least it shouldn't do for the most part. I mean, you're just turning over an engine like as if you were trying to kickstart it. That's basically the same process. When all bikes had kickstarters back in the day, you're doing the exact same thing, except you're using the gears and the rear wheel. All right, let's give this a go. Enough dilly-dallying. Okay, so the process is, you're going to turn on the ignition, you're going to put the bike ideally into second gear, but as we experienced with the ZX-9, we weren't actually able to get it into second gear. I think it's to do with the positive neutral that a motorcycle has, the way the gearing is designed. So if you can't get it in second gear, put it in first and see if you can get it going in first. Now, going down this hill, we'll definitely be able to get the bike going in first or second gear. But the idea is behind this one is whether or not I can push it. And what we found from last time is going this direction is a little bit harder than going this direction. This direction goes ever so slightly downhill. So pushing it is going to be a little bit easier going this way. But what we'll do first, I'm just going to try pushing it like I did before and see if I can get it going just from this little short distance between here and my phone. And well, we'll go from there, I suppose. All right. God, this is going to be one heavy lump to move. Okay. All right, so ignition is on. Let's get the bike into second gear if we can. See if it will let me. Ugh, it's not going to let me, is it? Hang on. Might have to do it in first. But what I found is it's a little bit easier doing this actually being sat on the bike. Yeah, even with the clutch pulled in, it's not going into second gear. First gear, on the other hand, gets in there right away. Okay, so this is going to be another first gear job, I think. So the idea is here is we're going to run as fast as we can, and I don't know, I think maybe 5 or 6, 7 miles an hour is what we need to try and get to pushing the bike. Then we're going to dump the clutch like that, and the bike should come to life. In theory. Right, let's see. God, this bike is heavy. And once you get it rolling, should be alright in theory, right? Okay. And let's dump it. Ooh, it was close, I think. It nearly fired. Well, that gives me a little bit of hope. So I wasn't even trying all that hard, to be honest with you. It nearly went. Interesting. Alright, so what we'll do next is try and bump start just rolling down the hill. It's definitely going to be doable, but it should give me a rough idea of what speed I need to be going at to get the bike bump started to begin with. And ideally, if you've got a hill, that is what you should be using to start a motorcycle up like this. Right, but let's see how we do. Alright, let's turn the bike on. It is already in first gear. Let's start rolling down this hill. Hopefully it shouldn't take much to get it going. I mean, it's rolling on its own, but it does need a little bit of a push, and this hill is fairly steep. I mean, I was pushing it faster than this, surely, right? But, I mean, we'll see, because gravity might help me here. Here we go. No, it nearly went, though. It nearly went. Let's try again. God, this road's a little bit slippery as well. So I'm just using my foot here to give me a little bit more to go. And the needle on this bike doesn't go. Here we go. Oh, nope. Alright, haven't got that much hill left. Alright, I'm going to have to go significantly faster here. Let's see, maybe an extra mile an hour or two. God, even trying to get this bike to roll down the hill is hard. Come on. But believe me, this is the easiest way to do this. Come on. Alright, this should be enough. There we go, done. So actually does need a little bit more than I thought to get this bike bump started. Ever so slightly more. Interesting. Okay. Well, let's see if I can do it by pushing it. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. I'm gonna give it a good few attempts though. Let's try, I don't know, maximum of 3 attempts to get it going down the proper direction, I think. All right, so we've warmed up a little bit. Let's see if we can make this happen. Right, let's get it into first gear. Yeah, in you go. There we go, first gear. All right, let's start pushing. Man, this bike's hard to push. Here we go. Oh. Oh. This bike is a lump. Oh. That's only attempt number 1. Damn. It didn't even try to fire that time. Oh, I'm gonna give it another 2 shots, but I'm not sure if this is gonna be doable, at least not without some kind of assistance. And I keep thinking to myself, like, is there a way of being able to attach the bike to a car, or is there a way you can hold on to a car to get the bike moving and use the car as like a pull start, so to speak? I wonder if that is something that you could do. Yeah, especially on a bike like this, because unfortunately the battery isn't underneath the seat, it's here on the side. You got to take off some fairing, you need some basic tools to get the fairing off and access the battery, so it's not like as if you can jump start it from a car. Right, come on. 100% effort now. Ignition on. Because that was one of the attempts that I had on the ZX9. I forgot to put on the ignition. Okay, bike's in first gear. The fuel pump, I can hear the fuel pump going. Alright, got a little bit of downhill, hopefully that'll be enough. Alright, here we go. Ah, no. I was running out of steam. Couldn't do it. I knew this one was going to be hard, man. But I didn't realise it was going to be this hard. I mean, my biggest clue was just trying to roll it down the hill. How much resistance it had to just simply roll it down a hill. Now look, I'm going to caveat this video a little bit by saying if you are a runner of some kind and you can run faster than I can, I mean, I'm probably not even topping out at 8 mile an hour here trying to push the bike. So if you can actually get the bike moving up to 8 or over mile an hour, 10 mile an hour or so, you shouldn't have any problem bump starting it yourself. But for someone like me who hasn't got the best fitness in the world, isn't really much of a sprinter, can't jump very high, all these things play into not being able to bump start this bike. I mean, I'll give it one last chance when I've had a bit of a rest, but honestly, in this kind of distance here, I'm at top speed. If anything, I'm actually slowing down because I'm getting more tired. And I've got to wear my jacket because I got my audio recorder in my jacket. So I can't take my jacket off to lower the weight a little bit, but that might be a good idea for you. Take your helmet off, take your jacket off if you try doing this. So at least there's a little bit less weight that you have to carry to try and push the bike forward. Oh man. It's been a hell of a workout though, I'll tell you that for nothing. I want to go back to doing the videos where I ride about. They're much easier. I think I mentioned this in the ZX-9R bump start video, but if you're going to do this when you're fresh. Give yourself all the advantages possible. I mean, I just did it the same direction I did the first attempt on the ZX-9. Huffed it a little bit up a hill and you're already knackered at that point. So if there's a hill nearby that you can see, push the bike over towards the hill first, nice and gently, nice and slowly, and try and use that hill to your advantage as much as you can on your first try. Thing is, if I can't do this on this bike, I don't think there's a chance in hell I'm going to be able to do it on the ZX2. Because that bike is only a little bit lighter than this one, but it's taller, it's harder to move around in most cases. Because with this bike I'm able to get a little bit lower down to drive it forward, whereas the ZX2 I'm a little bit taller, trying to push it. So I think this is probably going to be the finale in this series. Unless I can get it going. If I can get this one going, then we'll try on the ZX2, but if I can't, then that's probably going to have to be it, I think, for this mini series. One other thing I'm going to try and do is give it just a little bit of an extra push when I dump the clutch. See if that just helps turn it over ever so slightly. You go, come on. Oh, no, it ain't happening. I didn't think I could get it any faster than that, unfortunately. Well, there you have it, guys and gals. Can you bump start a ZZR1400 or ZX-14? From my experience, no, you cannot, at least on your own anyway. If you had someone to help you, if you had someone to push the bike, then, or at least help you push the bike down the hill, you're holding onto the handlebars, they're holding onto the pillion handle or something like that, then maybe, but on your own, no, it's pretty damn difficult, unfortunately. But look, I gave it my best shot, so thank you ever so much for watching this one. Leave a like if you appreciate my suffering, hit subscribe, and we will catch you all in the next video. Have a good one.